In this video, I'm going to tell you the exact strategy that has allowed businesses go from 6 to 7, from 7 to 8, and in some cases from 8 to 9. In some cases, I would say. If this doesn't work for you, don't come knocking on my door. I can't guarantee anything, but it definitely has worked for many businesses. In fact, I've actually worked with 70 brands over the last years, and this is the one pattern that is always the same. Literally always the same. So you can choose if you want to follow it or not. It's up to you. If you're smart, and you probably are because you're watching this video, you shall follow it because it's going to completely change the way that your business scales. And I'm not exaggerating. Okay, if you don't know me, I run Brandlux Media. I've actually worked with 70 brands in the last years, so this is why I'm qualified to speak about what I'm about to speak about on this video. If that makes any sense. But let me just get into the video, and everything will make more sense. What I'm going to do is shrink my huge head like this, and I will talk about a framework that you might understand, you might not understand, you might think it's cheesy, I don't know. But I'm going to tell you the difference based on my experience of how companies stay at 6 figures and the companies that go to 7+ figures, 8 figures, 9 figures. I have a whole chart to show you. Then I'm going to show you the ad account of one of my clients that I'm scaling, right? We're using the same structure for most of our clients, but this one in particular, because it was, it's a random ad account. I'm just showing you a structure, honestly. And I'm going to show you how the way that I'm operating and growing the account, so you can do exactly the same thing into your business. Okay. Now let me start off here. One thing that a lot of people don't understand is that if you want to grow a business to multiple 7 figures, 8 figures, you cannot afford to put all of your eggs into one basket. Okay. Why? And what do I mean by that? Putting all of your eggs into one basket could mean testing one product and just sticking to that product with one marketing angle, one creative, one ad type, one concept, and just hoping for some weird reason that it's going to work forever and ever and ever again until happily ever after. It doesn't work like that. In fact, businesses that scale have a completely different structure on how they grow their businesses and why, literally why, they are able to spend more and either make the same amount of profit or increase, in some cases, increase the amounts of profits because they're building such a great infrastructure. And now, don't think, now I'm going to go through some Freudy shit here, but excuse me the French, but don't think that there's some sort of super technical, crazy, I don't know, gimmick or ad strategy that it's going to get you from 6 to 7 figures. These things are actually the basics of marketing. These are the basics of marketing. And so if you're able to double down on the basics, trust me, please trust me, I will make your life a lot easier. It's not going to be a living hell because advertising is expensive. Everybody is maybe promoting a similar product. You have to find different ways to differentiate yourself. So it's really, really hard. So don't make it even harder and stick to the basics. Now, what are the basics and what allows businesses to get to 7 or 8 figures? It's literally testing marketing angles. What did I even write here? Focusing way too much on the targeting and ad account. So yeah, this is basically the problem that most people are facing, or I guess the issue, the main issue on why people are sticking to 6 figures. They go and focus on one product, one creative, one ad type, whatever. And yes, sure, they maybe scale with other creatives here and there, but they don't differentiate and they put all their eggs into one basket, okay, as I said before. Now, this is what and by the way, most entrepreneurs that are 6 figures are so technical in trying to figure out ad account structures. Oh, this ad account structure is going to work way better than this other ad account structure and this other ad account structure. There isn't some crazy ad account structure just like that's going to flip your business. So bear with me here. Now, let me show you what an 8-figure business does on the other side. Okay? This is what the 8-figure business does. It's not only just more creatives, because the creatives they test is a byproduct of something else, but it's the marketing angles that they test. Okay, and I'll give you a super specific example of actually a client that we worked with in the past, and this is the scenario of the same exact product and scenario that they went through, and they were selling, those, what is it called? I'm thinking in Italian right now. In English, that device where you just put it in your ear and it cleans your wax that you have in your ear. It's really gross. It went viral. It went viral like 4 or 5 years ago. But I had a client like last year or 6 months ago, around that period, where they went from $0 to $30,000 a day in sales in 3 to 4 weeks, right? And so, how can somebody go from $0 to $30,000 a day in sales in 3 to 4 weeks with a super saturated product that everybody has seen before? It's literally, the answer is the marketing angle. And so I'll give you an example and why you should focus on marketing angles to scale horizontally, like marketing angle 1, marketing angle 2, 3, 4, 5, so that you can basically distribute your entire income and cash flow of the business into multiple streams. Let's call them little streams of income, right? And so I'll give you the example of the client that I was mentioning before, like 2 minutes ago, 30 seconds ago. And so this client was selling this device. And so what everybody wants to, I can't speak. My apology. What everybody else was doing in the market was that they were selling the product with the selling point or the pain point of the marketing angle of you should clean your ears because it's bad for your health to have, you know, dirty ears, or it's yucky and it's not good for your well-being or the well-being of your ears or whatever, something like that. And so everybody was just using that angle. What this other genius client did is that he invented an angle with AirPods. And so he basically, the hook was, are you tired of seeing AirPods look like this? So instead of just showing gross ears, that was basically the hook. Are you tired of seeing AirPods look like this? And so he would show the AirPods full of wax, which is absolutely still gross, but the AirPods, the angle was shifted towards the AirPods and not just like the health and the well-being of the ear and stuff like that, what everybody else would do. And so just with this shift, he was able to scale quite really aggressively, really fast, just because he shifted marketing angle. Now, that angle with the health angle would have worked maybe 3 years ago. But just like there's product sophistication, meaning people get tired of the same product and they want something new, there's also marketing angle. There's also creative sophistication, marketing angle sophistication. So you have to shift and evolve as the market evolves. And so this is kind of the only way. How do you do it? You test different angles and you never stop testing different angles. And so let me show you how this works. Another example, by the way, just to finish the circle here, is doing an angle, for example, boyfriend versus girlfriend, who has the cleanest or dirtiest ears, right? And so like a UGC video idea for the angle could be like two couples in the same video doing like kind of like a contest and then kind of comparing. This is, by the way, the angle. They tested this and it also worked and it scaled quite well because it was funny, it was engaging, it was new, and it was the same exact product. Right? There's a reason, I always say this, there's a reason, before I get into this crazy diagram, there's a reason why some products just sell forever and millions of dollars every single hour generated in sales for one product. And there's a reason why some brands that are selling the same product can make zero profit and some other brands can make millions of dollars in profit. And it's because of this reason that I'm going to explain and that I just explained. Marketing angle is number one, but also making sure that you have broad marketing on your ads, because in today's era, everything that you do is basically done with AI. So it would be kind of like stupid to tell Facebook what to do if they are way smarter than you and they have many more resources and AI stuff than you, because we're all stupid because we're humans, right? And AI is not, apparently. So what you want to do is just leave it to the AI, leave broad, and focus on testing as many ad angles as you can within the marketing angle. Okay, so sorry, not as many ad angles, as many creative concepts. So these are like before and afters. These are this is like one video with like hook number one. This is the hook, you know, another hook. This is like a featured in type of ad, right? So these are all creative concepts, and so this is really fundamental to scale the marketing angle in the first place, right? This is, by the way, essentially what also like kind of like the six-figure business does, but it's just at lower scale, and most importantly, as I said for the 100th time, it's because they just focus on one angle and they don't scale horizontally, and so they limit themselves and they limit the revenue to just that. And so broad, focus on creative concepts, and then focus on the marketing angle. The marketing angle is going to be the backbone and the skeleton of making everything else work. And so if people don't resonate with the angle, it ain't gonna work. Another example of an angle is promoting to 40-year-olds, and then I'll give you an example. If you sell, you know, the sculptor, the facing sculptor that you just basically rub on your face to, you know, make your skin go up, it's basically like a lifter. So one angle could be, an idea of an angle could be, instead of going and doing surgery, use my natural device to make your skin go up. Okay, that's one angle. Another angle could be just focusing in particular to 40 plus or 50 plus year old women that have, I don't know what it's called, but you know, when you get 50 or 60, your skin just kind of goes down and it's kind of gross, honestly. All due respect if you're 50 or 60 and that's the case, that's not my intention of this video, but it's, you know, it's not even gross, it's just like age, right? It's not gross, it's age, okay? It's how we develop as humans. And so that's basically an angle. Could be, you know, are you tired of seeing this on your neck? Have a natural remedy, let it go up, with this device, right? So that's another angle. Another angle could just be promoting to 20-year-olds with a completely different aspect of like maybe making your cheekbones stay up or something else. So these are like, this is kind of random, but these are all kind of ideas just to make you understand what I'm talking about when I say marketing angles, okay? And so what ends up happening is that eventually you're gonna find it's gonna be like a small basket. Once again, the problem here is that everything is into one basket, and that's the major problem here. They're distributing their income and their cash flow with different concepts and marketing. So what's gonna end up happening here is that they're gonna get this company is gonna gather so much data, scale so much more aggressively, but most importantly, they're gonna end up having a huge conglomerate of winning ads and winning angles. And that's, of course, then once you have this, then you can, it gets really interesting. And then this process gets, you rinse and repeat and you rinse and repeat. Now, let me show you how we set it up on the ad account level. So it's way easier to understand visually. So let me just shift my screen over here. Boom. Oh, 1 second. This is YouTube. We want the ad account, which is over here. Now, this is just a client account, whatever. Last 7 days, we spent like 7.3K with the 2 ROAS, and we're in the process of increasing this. This is also, by the way, a new ad account. So this is a perfect example of something kind of fresh, right? And so $7,000 in the last days. We're also in the process of scaling quite aggressively. And so the ad account structure is very simple. One product, one campaign. We keep it very simple. So in this case, we have 3 active products, 1 campaign. Let's just take a look at the structure of the campaign. It's a CBO, and then what we do is that each ad set is essentially a marketing angle, right? So we want to scale vertically. We want to scale the CBO horizontally by focusing on stacking marketing angles over marketing angles over marketing angles. And then each of this ad set has typically 3, 4 to 5 different variation of ads. I like to do dynamic. So you choose 3 to 4 headlines, 3 to 4 ad copies, and 3 to 4 images and videos, depending on the nature of your product, right? But that's what I like to do. If there's no dynamic feature anymore, because I know that Facebook is kind of like shifting away from that for some reason, I'm not sure exactly why, then just do normal creatives and have, at least 3, 4, or 5 creatives per ad set. And each ad set should be broad, as you see, broad. And it should be a unique marketing angle. So this, for example, is for the 40-year-old example. This is for the 20-year-old. And by the way, it's not only based on age, that it's just an example, right, for the marketing angle. Or this, for example, is like the health angle. Here is the fitness angle, right? So you can be very creative. If you don't know what you're doing with marketing angles, just ask ChatGPT for inspiration. Look at what your competitors are doing. You can use tools like Atria. I love this tool. This is an amazing tool if you don't know of this, but this is basically where we've used this tool to funnel hack all competitor angles, all creatives. You can go in here in discovery and you can just filter by skincare, whatever, as an example, and then you can find companies that run 2,000, 1,000, 3,000, 800 ads, literally. And these companies are the companies that are winning because they're testing, multiple angles and marketing angles and creatives and concepts and all that stuff. And so study your hooks and study all of get your entire inspiration using tools like this so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Now, getting back over here, what ends up happening here, as you see, is that we're spending, let me see, I think it was around $300 to $400 a day in budget. And as you see, Facebook will choose with its amazing, intelligent, super crazy AI where to spend. And it's going to spend, in this case, it generated 90 out of 98 sales, 95 were generated from just one single ad set, therefore one single angle, marketing angle, right? And why this works so well. And so it's a normal CBO campaign, but this is just how, how it's working for us right now. And so 2,000 in the last 7 days, $2,000 went towards this ad set, and it spent basically 99% of the budget almost with a 2.25 ROAS. Now, don't ask me why they didn't spend over here. It's Facebook is choosing its thing, and I will respect its decision to spend wherever it wants because it will, at the end of the day, Facebook wants us to make money, or else we wouldn't continue spending on their platform. So with that in mind, we just leave it and have it do its thing, okay? Now, let me just go back to the chart here. And one last thing that I want to touch base on is, okay, now that we understand how to set it up, okay, we want to scale horizontally with marketing angles. We want to go broad, okay? We want to test as many creative concepts as we can within each ad set. So we give Facebook the chance to scale what is working and what is not working, right? But how do we generate so many different types of ads and angles and concepts? Well, there's a very unique way to do it. And I'm talking about specifically user-generated content. So if you just do image ads and you just want to run image ads, this video is not for you. I don't advise it, okay? All of our clients approximately they have 70 to 80% of their content is UGC based or video based, and this type of content. And so I've spoken about this in other videos as well, but what most people do is that if they have a $1,000 budget, let's just say, they invest in 4 or 5 creators, whatever, and they get 4 to 5 videos. And then they get at the end of the day and they're like, okay, I have 5 videos. What can I do? I need, I can sure repurpose them a little bit between each other and do like a small mini mashup and maybe create like 5, 10 other videos, but it's quite limited. So the approach that we take and these companies are taking is that instead of just asking for a UGC video, which is very expensive, it's just limited in terms of resources that it can actually, and value that it can provide to your business, right? Meaning that you can use it once and you can repurpose it maybe 2 or 3 other times. We ask for B-rolls. And so B-rolls are essentially small scenes and pieces of footage where we ask for like 3 to 5 second videos on when somebody is happy or somebody is sad or somebody is unboxing the video or somebody is using unboxing the product. Somebody is using the product, is maybe doing a skincare routine, right? So we basically ask them to do 15 to 20 different scenes at the same exact price. So if this was $1,000 for the UGC videos, it's still going to be $1,000 for the B-rolls. The only difference is that you need to be good at video editing, because what's going to happen is that you're going to put all these videos together to formulate way more, like 100 times more variation opportunities in terms of the UGC video, right? Instead of having 5 videos or maybe call it like 15, you can probably generate 100 videos with like 15 to 20 scenes, because it's literally 15 to 20, 3 to 5 second scenes per creator. Just imagine the huge mega B-roll footage video folder that you would have. And so at that point, you just hire a very good editor that understands creatives. You maybe give them an input on how to do that based on what your competitors are doing, the ones that are killing it, and then they essentially create as many B-roll variations as possible. And then guess what? You can scale with scripts. You can either hire an actor to run your scripts, or you can obviously use AI, which is what most companies are doing when they scale so many different ads of this type. Like when you scale, when you have 100 new creatives per week in your pipeline, like you got to do something. I mean, there is some sort of strategy there. So this is the strategy that at least that we're using that's working really well. So we're scaling with B-rolls, and this is how they're doing it as well. B-rolls variations, and then we scale vertically with scripts, with AI scripts, with and then of course we test man voice, women voice, cranky voice, the manly voice, or whatever. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. And so we test that as well, and then of course we're gonna find winning variations of scripts, and then here's where we can test even extra things like hooks. Okay, once we have a winning variation, B-roll variation, a winning script, now we can maybe go all in on testing 10 different hooks within the same exact video variation and the same exact script that gave us results. Okay, so that's it for this video. Let me know if you have any questions. This is kind of like some, it's not really complex. It's very simple. It's the very simple principles of marketing. Scale with marketing angles. Don't rely on one one marketing angle for every product that you sell. Scale horizontally and focus on creative concepts. Leave it broad. Use B-rolls to have as much footage as possible in the cheapest way possible. And leverage these principles, guys. I mean, literally, I've worked with 70 businesses, and every single time I see 6-figure businesses that cannot go to 7, it's because they just literally, this is what they're doing. It's literally almost every single time this is what they're doing. Okay, so level up, go over here. You don't need a huge mega team. You can start by yourself if you're in the 6-figure mark. You can start by yourself by slowly stacking marketing angles, and you will see slowly you will see that some will work better than others, and some will just really scale. Some will just scale compared to other angles. Okay, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some value. If you want to have a conversation with myself or one of my team members where we can just do a completely free audit on your business, you can click the link below, book in a call, and then we can see if we can do something together if we still have slots open within our agency. Okay, that's it for this video, and see you in the next one. Bye.